Hey, welcome Sagittarius season. That's where we at today. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle Sagis. Today is your day to get your special reading. So we are going to take a look at a few different areas, just see what comes out. We're looking at everything for you during this season. And so let's take a look. We're going to start off with a little bit of energy around connections for you. See what type of connections that you are um, being, dealt during this time. Of course, love is one of those things. We're also going to take a look at like what's going on with your abundance, your finances, any good things coming to you in this season. We definitely want to give you your moment as well. That's one of the things that I do for everybody's season. I just go through and do a special signs reading when that birthday season come around, and it is your season, Saggy. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what's coming out for you, okay? We're going to start with my Tarot of the Heart deck. Let's see. Go ahead and like, share, comment if you feel led. If you're new here, subscribe, okay? Hit the bell so you'll be notified anytime I post new content or go live. And so thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. This is for you, Saggy. Saggy special season. For Sagittarius spirit, let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to take a look at the connections for Sagittarius. All right. All right. So let's take a look. What type of connections are you entertaining right now, Sagittarius? Or even taking a look at just the overall energy, possibly even what you've dealt with in the past that led you to where you are right now. So the cards that came out for you, I have the Justice, Lovers, Treating Me Bad, the Hermit, Charity, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Moon. Okay. Okay, so just to get this crack-a-lack-a-lackin', in the past, it looks like you may have dealt with possibly a Libra, right? The Justice is Libran energy. You may have dealt with, if this person that you dealt with in the past didn't quite, deliver good energy for you. There could have been like some retribution of that they issued to you back to them. But this is someone who definitely has cardinal virtues about them, and someone who possibly advocates, right, when it comes to love, or you could have been the one that advocated for this connection. Um, this is somebody, when we talk about the justice, we're talking about somebody that's serious about, the people that they're involved with, very defensive, protective as well, not afraid to stand up for them and to go to battle for them as well. And so in the past, you could have had, a situation or a person that you always had to constantly battle, for, whether that's protecting them or feeling like you have to defend yourself. Um, this is just wanting, to be treated fairly when it comes to the connection, or wanting the connection to be seen in a fair way. And so this person, if they did, like I said, if there was a little bit of imbalance in this relationship and there was mistreatment, right, whether it's coming from you or them, right, this is, getting justice for that. Whatever that situation was in the past, whoever that was that may not have actually treated you, with respect or valued you in the way that you deserved, right? You come out on top, right? Because of what happened in the past, you actually got justice in that situation, or you will. If you're dealing with a divorce, some type of divorce settlement, right? In the broader sense, your perspective on this situation in the past will be validated. People will see your point of view and will take your side and side with you in regards to any dispute that may be happening around this past matter. And I feel like those that you value will definitely support you in this, whatever this is. And so there could be situations in the past. Doesn't mean that you're still dealing with them, but I see some level of conflict in the past around relationships where there may have needed to be like getting some type of law involved, even if it's just court, right? But there's someone stepping in to make sure that justice is being done. And if that doesn't resonate for you, if you were just someone not necessarily in a relationship in the past, you were just kind of, dating around, right? You may have actually had opportunities to make good connections and missed out on them because you just didn't feel like you were ready. You were in this really lighthearted energy, and people may have mistaken that energy for you not being interested, when in fact you were open to a relationship. You just were giving off that energy like you weren't. Now we have charity coming through. So some of the things that happened in the past may have actually helped you to understand in some type of way what love is and what it means to love, without conditions. This is when we look at the charity, excuse me, this is a card that shows lots of virtues and connection to a higher power. Even as we look at her, she's putting her left hand to her heart, letting it be known that she is heart led, that he is heart led. And there's a lot of passion here. And archetypal energy here, like Aphrodite, Venus, those type of, energies could be coming through. And so you could have learned like how to really understand passion. There could have been a lot of passion with the connections that you have the opportunity to deal with. This dispute, right, could have dredged up a lot of passion and taught you about what that means, right? To be in a very passionate, even if it didn't work, there was a high level of passion with this connection, possibly that taught you what that means. And what it means to love people unconditionally, even in their flaws, in the face of things that are wrong. You could have learned a lot about what it means to love. Sometimes we have to go through difficult situations to come out wiser and to understand what love is or what love is not. I feel like there is a lot of deep, mature lessons, around what it really means to love that you pulled out of whatever this situation or these people that you dealt with in the past. There's a lot of lessons here. And there was some maturing that happened because of these lessons that you had with the justice. Yeah. This may have turned you into someone that can be depended upon now. Now that you know what it feels like to not have that, or to have a level of frustration around not having that, you may be more apt to understand what it takes to make a relationship work. In the present, we have the Lovers. And so presently, you could be connected. You could even be connected with a divine counterpart, a soulmate. Or you could be in a position where you're having to make a decision about what it is that you want. I feel like someone here, whether it's you or the person that you're dealing with, is really deeply involved here. Someone's been hit by Cupid's arrow in this current situation. And there's a lot of transparency here, a lot of trust here. It feels like a lot of really open, innocent type of love. Possibly this could be you could be a young Sagittarius that's just falling in love like for the first time. It feels like that currently. Or the person that you are with or dealing with right now could be a Gemini. The Lovers is Gemini energy. And so if you're in the connection with this person and you guys are like, doing it, doing the committed thing, right? Right now could be a perfect time where you're looking into moving forward with this person. You're trying to deepen the connection and, keep this level of passion going. I do feel like there could be possible situations that arise where you have to make a decision, like around who you're going to give your loyalty to. And it could be simple things like, choosing family or choosing to spend all your time with this new connection that you have. You could be being made to make, choices like that right now. For someone, you may have just met someone that feels very much like a soulmate. You're not really committed yet, but it feels good, right? You're in the new part of just meeting somebody. And this could even be a reconnection with somebody that you were with before. But there's a chance of true love here in your current situation. Whatever situation that is, whoever you're dealing with, It feels like it has the opportunity to actually turn into something stable. You come out in your own reading in the current energy around hopes and fears and like the passions that are coming up right now. And it really does feel like you're leaning towards possibly seeing this person or making the decision to really allow this person to take up space in your heart on a permanent, on a permanent level. I feel like that's what you are hoping for. You're hoping that things turn out for the best between you. Um, right now, your affections could be all in. Again, this feels like the very happy phase of this relationship. It feels very young. Whether you're young or the relationship is young, it feels very young, right? This could also be you hoping that things work out, especially as it pertains to those of you that are having to make choices or decisions between choosing your family or your new boo. You're hoping that it just all works out. You want them to be able to get along with your family and possibly become part of the family and, overall bring this closer bond, not only with you, but possibly you with their family and them with your family. You see like a future with this person that I feel like that's in your hopes. Now, if you're not in a relationship, this could also mean that you're hoping to find something, that ends up being like this. You're very hopeful and open, and you are looking forward to this. And you may, in fact, be counting down the days, like you're anticipating the change in the wind, right? So that love will come in. For some of you, you could be doing things like networking and just going out, being real, putting yourself out there, being real social, hoping that something comes from that. Some of you may be spiritual and paying attention to synchronicities around you. You may feel like love is faded. Maybe you received a message or something. And so you're like hoping that things just kind of set in place to deliver this type of love to you. In the future, though, what I'm seeing, interestingly enough, is either it's a Virgo, because we have the Hermit in the future, or this could mean that there's going to be a part of your love life where you're going to go on this solitude journey to really seek, wisdom when it comes to love and to heal some things that may need healing. There's going to be a time of pulling back and withdrawing. Now, for some of you, this could mean that you may end up with a Virgo or someone that's older than you. Someone very wise. If you are in a relationship, there may be a time of separation in the future that's very necessary for healing, right? Sometimes you can be with someone and you can love them and they can be like your everything, but sometimes it's necessary to still grow in certain ways. Sometimes that growth necessitates time apart. Doesn't mean that it's going to be forever, but there will be seasons of being apart so that personal growth and maturity can happen. And it could be something as simple as just taking a break so that you can replenish yourself, your heart, your body, your mind, and your soul. And so if you are connected with someone, the future may hold time apart from that person, just for you can, for both of you to really go inwardly and understand what it means to love self first and foremost. If there are any blocks that you're experiencing, this time apart is actually going to be a good opportunity to heal that. And then when you come back together, the intimacy is going to be just off the hook. Like once you release those blocks. For some of you, this could be in the future, into the relationship, right? And again, just going into a time of healing, not rushing into the next relationship, but taking a moment to just connect to yourself, to refamiliarize yourself with your surroundings if you were pulled away from that for this relationship. This could be traveling, spending that time to travel and to connect with yourself mentally, to refine yourself. Now, I feel like when this happens in the future, this may actually spark a time of a little bit of confusion with the moon. This is going to be a time where your emotions may, in fact, fluctuate. You may feel very unstable. Things may seem unreal, like you may not know what's real, what's not. It feels unfamiliar. And so this could be like going into a temporary crisis when this happens. But this time is going to be an opportunity for you to examine your deeper motives, right, around the relationship and certain events that happened in the relationship. This could have been, a relationship where there wasn't a lot of communication with things that are triggering, right? This could have been a relationship where you avoid things instead of sitting down and facing them. You just kind of sweep them under the rug so that you can keep that high passion going. But relationships have ebbs and flows, right? Again, when you go into separation, right, to do the growth, the health, the self healing, right? When you come back together after doing that, like that's what keeps the passion going, right? Doing the work, right? And so this moon reveals like a time of like going into kind of like a crisis, right? Possibly in the future here, and just really needing to examine your motives and find yourself again, and possibly sharpen your own personal connection with yourself and your trust in yourself. The moon talks about intuition. There's a part of us that develops at a certain point where we begin to understand the importance of believing and trusting ourselves. I feel like that's the kind of healing that's going to happen for you here in the future. There's going to be some growth behind this. And if you weren't in a relationship, this is just really going to be a time for you to do the same. Just kind of look inwardly, look at why you want a relationship. Like, is that really going to be something beneficial for you? Is it for you to just be able to lean on someone, or do you want a partner, right? Not a crutch, right? So it's a time to look at your motives to see why it is that you want a relationship. And you may know that you want love and you need love, but are you willing to do the self-work to to be able to handle love if it did come in right now. Right? For some of you, it is time, right? But it's a matter of whether or not you're willing to open up and take that chance. And so there's going to be something here in the future that causes you to go inwardly and examine what's going on inside. Okay? Give me 1 second. It is hot in here. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing in love. I have Libra, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces here in your love spread. Okay. So let's take a look at prosperity, abundance, like money, things happening around your financial situation, okay? For Sagittarius. Give us energies for the birthday season for Saggies. All right. So it feels really good. We have the sun coming out. What that means is that there's a period of prosperity for you, Sagittarius, right now. When it comes to abundance, prosperity, finances, like you're being honored in some type of way. So that could be like getting raises, gifts. You could be, getting lots of preferential treatment and recognition as well. And so, let's see. Let's see what that is exactly right now for Sagittarius. This is a really happy time where you are feeling very fulfilled, when it comes to your needs being met. That's what the sun says, that you're very fulfilled. You're even showing up and possibly even doing some of this honoring yourself, And this is Leo energy. And so this could be something that's being seen. You're being seen in a very abundant way right now. Definitely as something to be made a big deal about. People may be feeling some kind of way about you right now, Sagittarius, and causing you to feel a little bit defensive. I feel like Spirit wants you to know not to take things personal. Some people may not know how to, deal with you. You just have that energy about you. Some people may be just a little bit confused about a couple of things, or there may be some things about you people can't quite put their finger on, like you're an enigma, You could carry a level or an energy that is confusing for people, On one hand, it's very, very inviting and open and loving. But on the other hand, there could be like this level of boundaries and restrictions that come up as well. And so people could be a little confused. They might not know kind of what to think, And so they may even feel like you are out of reach in some kind of way. Like you're unavailable in some kind of way. But you showing up right now as it pertains to your abundance and prosperity and how you're experiencing life right now. You are enjoying yourself right now. You're having a ball. I love it. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. And it's because of what you do. There's something that you're doing. It could be work, right? It could be a hobby. It could be something that you love, that you are doing very well. People are watching you do it, and they see that you're good at this, that you love to do this. And you're getting, like I said, lots of recognition. That's what's influencing you having this good time right now and being really in your abundant energy. It's because you're showing up really loving what you're doing. You know, it's almost like the energy of not I have to go to work, but I get to go to work. So there's something that you're doing and you're seeing it as a privilege, kind of as a treat, you know, which makes sense because it depends on the energy that we put into things. Like even in life in general, when we get up, it's like, okay, so what do I get to do today? As opposed to, oh, okay, another day. Okay, let's see what happened today, right? It's all about the intentions that we pour into life, into what we're doing. Are we looking for the good, right? Or are we looking for like the bad things to happen? That makes all the difference, you know? And so I feel like a lot of the influence for you is the fact that you are good at what you do and you're loving what you're doing in life right now, right? Especially if it's something that's making money, and it feels like it is because we have the Pentacles coming out here. Three of Pentacles talks about making, you know, possibly collaborating, right? Connecting with others. And as you look in this picture, they're picking coins. They're picking up coins. They're plucking them off the tree and picking them out the ground. And so there's money being made here. There's money to be made. There's abundance that is being harvested right here. And so whatever that is, you're having a ball doing it and you get to do it. You don't have to do it, but you get to do it. And that's why the sun is showing up for you right now. It's all about your attitude, Sagittarius. And I love this energy. Let me see if I can find out a little bit more about what it is that Sagittarius are doing right now. What is this Three of Pentacles? Ooh, working hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. She was hard for the money, so you better treat her right. Okay, so I have the Queen of Swords. I have the Eight of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Emperor. So whatever this is, it's what you want to do. Like it's almost like you're running your own show and setting your own pace, creating your own path. I feel like a lot of things are changing for you or have changed for you, Sagittarius. And that's in light of what it is that you've wanted to see change. Like you have delegated these changes for your life with the Queen of Swords here. And you've done a lot of hard work around this too. I feel like one day you woke up and you were like, you know what? It's enough of this. Let's do something different. And you put your mind to it and you just started going towards your happiness. That's what it feels like. And it's not so much what you do, but it's, again, as I said, it's how you're doing it and what you're pouring into it. It's your attitude about what it is that you get to do. I feel like it's how you're looking at this that's making it so pleasurable. And so, this is how you're being influenced, right? By what you get to do. And what people don't see, like, what is being felt on the inside, we have the Queen of Pentacles coming out. Like, you truly are abundant. Like, you carry this energy, you embody this energy, the energy of abundance. The Queen of Swords is the end all be all when we come to abundance. She is, if you look at her, right, the definition of abundance. And remember, abundance is it's not just money, but it's the quality of life, right? The Queen of Pentacles is definitely open. Again, we have a pentacle here. Not only do we have a pentacle, but we have a dove, right? And so not only is her needs met, but she also has peace, right? She's crowned with roses, right? She has honor, right? She's cloaked in a green robe with the world. She's pregnant with the world, right? And so there's just so much about this picture that just says abundance and prosperity and balance, right? She's in nature, right? She's balanced with everything. She's not so consumed with money that's all that she knows, but it's peace too. It's being balanced with her responsibilities within the world, with her practical life as well. It's taking a look and being grounded as well, right? Not so consumed by things, but there's the connection with everything around her as well. And so what people don't see, what you're feeling on the inside, is just that abundance. And this is partly too the reason why the sun is showing up, is because before we get to experience this lifestyle, we get to feel it. We have to think it. We have to know it. We have to embody it, right? We have to be it inside first, and then it manifests outside. And I don't feel like this is someone who is necessarily born with like a silver spoon in their mouths. I believe this is someone who really decided what they want more than anything else, being happy and content and, taken care of, able to actually create what it is that they need, even if it feels like you're doing it alone. I feel like this is that kind of energy. And so that means that whether there's someone there with you or not, you still have the ability to show up and enjoy life, even if it means you have to do it alone, right? It's still an opportunity to choose. And so what people don't see, what you're feeling on the inside, is exactly what they're seeing on the outside. They don't get to see that, but that's where you are internally. You're grounded, you're balanced, you're abundant. You are that person that gives off the energy of this inviting energy to come and talk, right? Come and get some of this wisdom, let me take a look. She's dependable. She's responsible. The Queen of Swords definitely has Cups energy, right? Because it's feminine energy. And so we're looking at more of like this nurturing energy that comes from the Queen of Pentacles. People are drawn to her because they feel a sense of security coming from her, a sense of protectiveness, right? And abundance, like they can go and feel cared for, feel valued. Many can go and, when they are in need, they know that they'll be taken care of, And so Um, I don't know if there's some conflict about even feeling abundant like this. And feeling like because you carry this energy, there could be a little bit of conflictual energy around you, right? I feel a little bit of tension in that way as well. But this is how you're feeling on the inside, and you don't see that though because you wear it so well. You don't see that. If there is any bit of disturbance about how you are perceiving how others are seeing you or even what's being said, because I feel like the more you excel in life, the more challenges will come towards you, especially with people that may not necessarily understand you. Some people will look at you and judge you. Some people will just chop you up as thinking you're too good, because you don't do what everybody else do. Um, some people will label you as the too goody, the goody goody, the goody goose, the goody two shoes, or the snob, the sedity, right? They have all kinds of names for people that value themselves very highly. And so I feel like there's a little bit of taking a little bit of the brunt of the not so positive projections that you get from people. Nevertheless, it doesn't affect, right, the energy that you give off. Okay. And so when it comes to being stable, right? When it comes to being stable, when it comes to your abundance and how you're showing up, right? According to how you're feeling on the inside, right? It's beautiful. I love it. A couple of weeks back, you may have been in this energy, the Queen of Swords, which is knowing, gathering information, really standing in your power. This is like powerhouse energy, not shirking back because people feel a little bit intimidated. It's allowing yourself to completely shine, right? Blinding people. Listen, no, I will not dim my light. Get you some sunglasses type of energy. A couple of weeks back, I do see that this was like the energy that you are wearing. It's a little bit different than how you're feeling, right? Because you're feeling very connected. You're feeling like a safe space that's very receptive and kind of waiting for people to come and connect with you so that you can receive them and assist them. But for some reason, a couple of weeks back, you were actually in the Queen of Swords energy. Let's see why. There were dilemmas, decisions that you were making, and possibly the need to be different for some reason. Possibly the need to be different. We have the Queen of Cups on the bottom. So there was something that happened in the past. There could have been some type of block, some type of difficulty, challenge that you were facing that made you actually go into a new direction. It made you consider something different than what you were considering. There was a need to go in a new direction and not to sit in that same place where you were. The Two of Swords says that there is a dilemma, a difficult choice. Nevertheless, there's no choice to sit still. You have to make a choice. It's time to get up, put your big girl pants on, and just do what it do, right? It feels like that energy. So what was this choice that you were dealt in the past about this new beginning? What was the choice? What's the Two of Swords? So somebody possibly came to you for help. I feel like someone came to you for help and you may have denied them. I'm dropping cards, y'all. You may have denied them, whoever this was that came to you asking for assistance. This could have been asking for assistance, asking for money, right? But for some reason, a couple of weeks ago, you were in the Queen of Swords energy. And it still is that motherly energy, but it's more stern, right? This is the mom that's going to push the bird out the tree because it's time to learn how to fly, and the bird doesn't want to learn how to fly. It just wants to stay up under mom on the branch. But mom is like, no, it's time to go, right? Unless I push you, which seems cruel. It's not really cruel, but it's actually a little bit of tough love, right? And upon pushing, then the bird is made to open his wings and get out there and, fly, utilize what he's been given, right? And so there's a little bit of tough love happening here in the past around someone that possibly came to you, maybe for money or some type of support. And I feel like for who I'm talking to, you're someone who usually helps people, right? You're someone who usually probably over gives. You're someone who looks stable, who's always, winning, always making ways and creating opportunities. You seem like someone who's very busy and always working on something, trying to do something, right? If you're a Sagittarius, that's just who you are. You're a natural born learner, very inspired, self-motivated, loves to be challenged, and so that's just who you are. You go from glory to glory, it's natural. What is being seen, this is what you're showing on the outside. This very inspired, very sharp, very critical thinking when it comes to your money. This is how you're being seen. Right? You could also be seen as someone who's doing different things, multitasking or jumping from thing to thing as well. Let's see. Why is Sagittarius being seen as the Knight of Swords? Possibly someone who's helping people, solving things, being the glue for the family and the community. It feels like you're very outwardly given. Like you're very outwardly given. And because of that, you seem very stable. Like you want to help. That's how you're being seen, as someone waiting to help people. Now, whether that's true, I don't know. Only you know that. But that's how you're being seen, Sagittarius, when it comes to your abundance and your money. Now, as we move forward here, we're going to say about 2 or 4 weeks, like you are going to be taken off. I feel like there are things that are being aligned for you right now at this moment. And in a couple of 2 to 4 weeks, there's going to be major growth. It's almost going to be like a growth spurt when it comes to your money. For some of you, you may get an unexpected amount of money coming through. You may get a raise, you may get a promotion, you may end up moving to a different position that's making more money. You may add on another stream of income. But this is also you taking that in. I feel like you're going to take it in responsibly, and you're going to guide it very strategically, very wisely. In 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to have opportunities to actually be guided down additional paths of opportunity. And this is Spirit saying not to rush into anything, but take your time with it. Even though it may be coming to you very quickly, take your time. There's no need to rush through it. So what is this coming towards Sagittarius in about 2 to 4 weeks? Possibly something you've been waiting for, some type of collaboration, some type of opportunity where you're going to get a chance to connect with people or assist people, right? Something that's going to bring in more abundance and place you in a greater level of independence, where you're able to stand alone and not depend on anybody for anything. It might be bringing in more stability for you, these opportunities. Yeah. I also feel like it's not going to come without a cost. There may be some challenges around it that will come in with these opportunities, so be ready. That's part of the chariot, right? There's a level of power that comes with the chariot, this level of authority and autonomy that's displayed with the chariot, and the ability to rightfully guide the chariot skillfully. That's a lot of power there, right? And there's responsibility, right? Discipline. When we look at horsepower, that's a lot of power to drive this thing. And there's a lot that comes along with that as well. And so with these opportunities coming towards you, Sagittarius, there's some stipulations, I'll say, along with that as well, okay? 2 to 4 weeks, you're going to be singing a whole new tune, okay? When it comes to Sagittarius's abundance and money, I feel like right now, at this moment in time, there's not anything that you need, Sagittarius. The 9 of Cups, I feel, you see all those cups she has? I feel like you have everything that you need at your disposal. I feel like that you realize right now that when you look around, the fruit of your labor, the proof of the hard work that you've done is all around you when you look around. And if you have not, maybe it's time to do that, right? All you have to do is look around and see how you have accumulated things that are actually a result of the hard work that you put in, a result of your current situation that says that you are abundant. Some of you may very well be living very luxurious lives right now compared to where you were, say, a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Things may look very different right now, Sagittarius, and you are feeling that. you feel the transformation of that with all these beautiful butterflies flying around her. You have options that you didn't have back then. And you could actually have had a job change that has been a major blessing for you. And you may be heading towards another or ready for another job change, another level up too. For some of you, you feel like you are ready for a promotion or another position. You feel like you deserve that. And for some of you, you're waiting on this. You're waiting on it. You expect it. And this may come in other ways as well. It may come in as unexpected income, an unexpected check that just shows up, an unexpected raise on your check, like that you didn't know was going to come in through your job, right? But that increase may come in as like the job opening up additional hours so you can work more. Like it comes in subtle different ways, right? And so, but there's increase that's coming in because you feel like you have something additional coming. And so because you're expecting that, it's going to come in. And you've definitely worked for it. You've worked for it, okay? And so you deserve it, Sagittarius. And you're in the right place to do it, right? With the King of Swords. I don't feel like there's a lot hidden where you are right now. Everything seems really out in the open, and it is what it is kind of energy. There's nothing like really hidden or, operating in the background. Everything seems out front and very open and on display, very direct. And it's like either you do or you don't. Either you want it or you don't, right? The King of Swords is very much take charge energy and does what's necessary and knows, what's desired and is willing to actually, get the information and do the work needed, right? Very informed, right? There's nothing hidden in your environment. I feel like there is a desire. There could be things that you want right now. There could be goals that you set when it comes to your money with the Knight of Cups. This is desiring. And because you desire, there's a push to earn more or to bring in more money. Because there's things that you want to do. That may be like traveling. That may be like purchasing something new that you feel like you're ready for or that you need. And I feel like you will have it with the Four of Swords. And I feel like you're going to end up in a place where you're actually not going to be working as hard as you're working now. And you're going to be pulling in more money, Sagittarius. And I feel like it's well deserved because you have worked very hard. You're not lazy. Like you go after what you want and you don't stop until you get it. For who I'm talking to, I feel like you even work yourself to, you don't have anything left. Like you don't hold anything back. And that has a lot to do with those passions that lie within you. there might be a part of you that feels afraid not to work hard, like you're going to miss out on something. I don't know. But this says that whatever that desire is that you have set your heart set on, you're going to have it. And you're going to end up in a position where you're actually not working as hard as you're working now, and you're going to be pulling in more, right? More abundance when it's all said and done. So this feels like a good money read for you, Saggy. I like it. All right, I'm going to pull from my Divine Abundance Oracle deck and see if Spirit has any special messages. Because we know that abundance is not just about money and stuff, but it's also about our spiritual wealth. It's also about our emotional wealth. It's also about our physical wealth, right? It's every area of life. In every way that we experience life, we can have abundance, right? And so what good is it to have lots of money when you're laid up in the bed and you can't even enjoy the money that you have, right? What good is it to have lots of things when you may not have mental health, right? You may not be in your right mind. You can't even enjoy the things you've worked for, right? And so we are aiming towards total wholeness, okay? But let's see what messages Spirit has for you in regards to your divine abundance. So I feel like for who I'm talking to, you are so different, right? But kind of like a peacock. Very rarely will you see two peacocks that look exactly alike. You probably won't, because they're so unique when it comes to the spots and the way that they strut and how they posture themselves. I feel like there is a extreme uniqueness that you have that is bold and boisterous, and it demands that you be honored, right? It's hardly ignored. I also, for whoever I'm talking to, you've been very strong, very tenacious, very resilient. Like nothing has caused you to succumb to it, right? There's this energy of dealing with things that maybe you didn't even deserve, or maybe you didn't even send out energy for that to come back. There's this energy of you dealing with things and carrying burdens that weren't even yours to carry. And you did it well. You did it in style. You wrote the book about it and you got the honor for it. You wrote the manual for it. It's that kind of energy. And I feel like for whoever you are, there's this realization that you carry in your abundance, that there's nothing that you can't deal with, that you can't handle. There's no storm that you can't weather, right? And there's this sense of you just really understanding energy. You're probably someone who is very careful in how they deal with people. And because there's this understanding of energy, right? And on the other side of that, you're very patient for that fact too, because you understand that there's nothing that won't be dealt with. And so you probably leave a lot to the creator, to universe, right? Whereas people would try to say things to pull you in or to get you to respond or to lash out at them. You just shut your mouth and you allow karma to do its job, right? Because it always will. The energy doesn't lie. And I feel like you are a believer, in that way. I also feel like you are someone who is, we've already established that with the abundance spread that we just did about being very tenacious, like very driven in, life. And there's lessons that you learn, one of which is the importance of intention and follow through, right? And understanding that we can wish all day long. We can wish all day long, but if we don't take action on those wishes, then it's just merely clouds that will soon dissipate, right? It's delusion is what it is, right? Doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, accepting a different outcome. It's delusional. It's crazy. And so there's definitely lessons that you've learned about intention. I feel like this is about intention and you following through on the intention, even if it's something small. Like Spirit is letting you know that you have graduated to a level and you hold a lot of power in that way because you understand the power of intention. Mm-hmm. And there's just something to be said about that, about you. You're someone who has surrendered to great feats and you've left them to the hands of the Creator when you could have fought them. You could have fought those battles yourself and you probably could have won, right? All you have to do is say like 2 words and you could have shut the mouth of the devil. You could have shut the mouth of the lion, but you chose not to. And you chose to allow your life to be like a living sacrifice and allow Spirit to actually fight the battle. And in that, there was a lesson too about allowing. And in that allowing, there were certain parts of you that were cut away, certain parts that you no longer needed, right? That were cut away. And along with those things that were cut away were actually false perceptions, like illusions that you carried about yourself, or some type of obsession that you were carrying, or addiction, and you learn what it means. You've learned what it meant to actually give up your right to be right. Many may not look at it like that because they don't understand the deeper concepts of spirituality is the best word that I can describe that. It's the understanding of the deeper operation that's happening underneath the surface, right? What's happening underneath the surface. There's so many stories when we talk about these gurus that went away to do these great spiritual, journeys away from people and these very deep lessons that they learned, right? And they come back being the most humble, the most gentle people because there's a part of themselves that they sacrificed. And along with that sacrifice were taken away parts of their ego that they didn't need, parts of themselves. When we talk about addiction and obsession and all those things, those are just parts of the ego that cause us to be heavy and weigh us down and don't allow us to be flexible the way that we need to. But they end up being the most gentle, the most kind, the most patient, almost to the point that the average person will look at them like there's something wrong with them, right? It's like, well, why don't you fight back? Are you stupid? Right? But it's not even that. It's because they have come to understand, they've experienced something much deeper than the average person has experienced. It's hard to explain. You just know what you know. And unless you experience it, you couldn't understand it anyway, even if they were to explain it. It's that kind of sacrifice that spirit is pointing to you, Sagittarius, that you have experienced. There's this deeper level. Sagittarius are very philosophical signs. They have this very deep drive to know and to delve into the unknown, right? And so Spirit is pointing that out about you. And we're talking about your abundance, right? Again, abundance isn't always money, but it's something much deeper that we are. Something that can't be lost, right? We can be rich today and lose it all tomorrow, but this abundance that we're talking about, this part of our abundance, it can't be lost. It can only be transferred or handed down, right? We're talking about our inheritance in essence. And for who I'm talking to, there's also the desire. There's a desire and a gift that Spirit is pointing to that is in fact yours. And it's around partnership. It's around companionship and you having the desire to give yourself to someone and understanding what you have to give, right? And not squandering that, right? For some of us, it took us like 40 plus years to realize that. And even when you think you know, there's still more. There's still more to know. Because we're like these onions that are being peeled, right? Layers coming off. And there's always more to find out. There's always another layer underneath that layer. Just when you thought you got to the heart of the matter, there's another layer to peel back. You have no idea the gift that you are, Sagittarius. You have no idea. But Spirit wants you to know. Spirit wants you to have an idea that you have no idea the value that you are for someone, right? And whether you have met that person or not, whether you're with that person or not, does not negate your value or your worth. You are a gift. And for those of you that do desire that, there's a high level partnership for you. There's a high level, somebody that's able to actually align with what you are, with where you are, right? When I look at this picture, it's two of the same. It's two of the same. And then just understanding that you are in the best place that you could ever imagine to be. And that's within the hands of the divine, of the creator, of the universe, right? However you see your source. And so you're free to flow, right? Never believe that you have control, because control is just an illusion. You are in the hands of the divine, and so you're free to flow, okay? And allow the divine to actually move for you, through you, with you, around you, with flow, and also to respond, right? We can respond in that way too, with this calmness and in peace of knowing, just knowing, okay? And so that's your abundance. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's your abundance. That's your internal abundance, the part of your abundance that can't be lost, okay? It can't be lost, and it won't be. This was calling to me too, as I was determining how I was going to do this reading today. The Angel Answers was calling to me off of my shelf. And so if you have a question, a specific question, Sagittarius, that you want to ask, I'm going to start with that. So get your question in mind, and I'm going to ask that the angels tap into your question. This is for Sagittarius. And I'm hearing sun, moon, rising, and Venus. So there may be Sagittariuses that are Sagittarius by sun sign. There may be Saggies that are Saggies by moon. There may be Saggies that have the Sagittarius in their Venus, or it could be their rising sign. Okay, I'm hearing that. You have your question, Saji? Let's get an answer for you. I'm hearing one more. Okay. So the first card that came out was within a few weeks. Someone's asking something about when something will happen. Someone's asking about a time frame. This will happen within a few weeks, or your answer, I'm hearing, will be made clear within a few weeks. Someone's asking a question, and no need to worry, right? So you can release it. You can relax. You can be at peace. There is no need to worry, right? There's no need to worry anyway. Things always work out for the best. Someone's asking a question, and the answer is not the right time. And so this might be something in reference to something, will it come in right now? I'm hearing, will they come in or show up right now? And the answer is not, it's not the right time right now. There may in fact be things that are being arranged in the background, right? This is about divine timing for someone. And so divine timing means when things are aligned, right? Because if it comes too soon, then it won't stay. They won't stay. It won't work because things aren't set up and positioned, right, to actually maintain that if it came in right now. And so there's a divine time when things will be aligned for that to come in at the right time, and it'll come in and it'll be the right time and it'll stay, right? And then lastly, you're being asked to take action. Take action. Um, Sometimes we're waiting on things when actually spirit is waiting on you. Yeah. And so just do it, right? Even if it's something small or minute, move towards it, do something, take some type of action towards it. That lets you know that you're not delusional. The fact that you're able to act on it, that means you believe what it is that you're saying to yourself or saying that needs to happen, right? You're taking action on it means that you believe it. And that's when things start to happen, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting with angel answers. Very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to the angels. And then let's see. Anything else? Spirit. Let's see. Any other messages for Sagittarius? Any other messages for Sagittarius? Messages of hope and encouragement. Any other messages for Sagittarius? And then after this, we'll go ahead and end it. I think we made good timing. We're at 1 hour and 25 minutes. Or minutes. I know I make up my own words. Minutes. Okay. For Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Spirit wants you to know that there are definitely still things that you're healing from, Sagittarius. And you may, in fact, have specific triggers that are very much still alive and active. I don't know if you have been doing healing and you might always feel like you're like close to being completely healed and not having to deal with certain things anymore. Well, there are still some things that are very much present that may be triggering. These things may even trigger you to anger and frustration and even to a level of wrath, right? And I feel like that's justified because I don't think we ever lose those types of emotions. They've been given to us and they're useful. There's always a reason to use them if they've been given, right? It's what we do with them, right? And so I feel like what Spirit is really pointing to here is to understand, though you may be healed, there's still yet situations that may trigger you back to certain places, right? And it's not necessarily that that's a bad thing. It's understanding what you do with that, right? Righteous anger or wrath, right? Some people end up creating movements that end up being large movements for the rights of others and for to be voices for people that don't have voices or power to protect themselves. You know, some people end up writing books to justify their anger and to, you know, get their message out. Some people, you know, end up writing music to express that. You know, some people express it in their art. Some people go and volunteer, in the way that they feel like that protection is needed or support is needed to fill a void, right? There's so many ways that we can utilize. Don't beat yourself up because you still get triggered and you still get angry and you are angered to wrath. I think what Spirit is saying is, how do you use that wrath? Sometimes that wrath has been given for a specific purpose. Sometimes it is the fuel for creativity, sometimes, but it's how you use it that Spirit is pointing to here, Sagittarius. There's some warning about that here. Not to shut yourself off from this emotion, but to transmute that energy into something useful, something creative, something purposeful, something helpful. Then to not let yourself be caught off guard. I also feel like there is possibly, just pointing out the energy of being aware. There may be lots of, and I'm hearing, I don't know why I'm hearing false prophets. I have to speak what I'm hearing. False prophets, or it's almost like someone trying to pretend, or someone looking or sounding like someone else. And so Spirit could be warning you to be aware, right? And to be discerning and to think critically as well. And to trust yourself, Sagittarius. That's all that matters at the end of the day, is that you trust yourself, right? Lastly, I do feel like Spirit is letting you know that there is coming a wind. I'm specifically hearing a wind that's going to actually provide a current for you to move on. If you have felt like you've been really burdened lately, or felt a heaviness lately in the past, or maybe you'll feel that in the future here, Spirit is saying there's going to be like a point in your climb. There's going to be a point in your work where you're going to be able to just kind of sail. Things are going to become really easy. And you're going to be able to just sail on the frequency where you are for a while. And so if you've been waiting on a break, or just on a, something to come through and help you, right? It's coming. Spirit is saying your lucky break is coming, is what Spirit is saying. Also, what's coming up is direction is important. And I feel like this is pointing to possibly, for some of you, paying attention. If you always, like, say if you have a steady path that you go every day, right? There's something specific that Spirit is pointing out to you on that path. And you're going to need to pay attention to the details along your path, because there's going to be something that sticks out that's supposed to draw your attention in. There's some message that's going to stick out along your normal path. Along your normal path, there's going to be some specific, something that you're supposed to see, something that you've been looking for. It's been there the whole time. You just haven't really been aware of what you're seeing. Spirit is saying, pay attention along your path. That's what I'm hearing. This may be on a day where you're like, oh, I feel like just taking a different route, right? The Spirit is saying, stick to the path. There's something that you're supposed to see on that path, something you've been looking for, and it's been there the whole time, but for some reason you see right through it or you look right past it. Spirit is saying, be aware and pay attention on the path, is what I'm hearing. Okay. That's what I have, Saggy. That is what I have. Be open. I feel like for some of you, there is opportunities for connection coming in. And so be open to that. Okay. Thank you, Sagittariuses. I hope you enjoy your birthday season. This is all about you. Okay. Thank you for stopping by. It has been a pleasure. Make sure you like, share. You can comment if you have something to say. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for stopping by to Blood Moon Oracle. You know, this has been all about you. All along, it's been all about you, Saji. Okay. All right. Until next time. Until we meet again. I don't know why I feel led to say that. Until we meet again. All right. Take care and bless you. All right. Bye. Bye, Saji. Love you.